So let's talk about drinking alcohol and the carnivore diet. Can you still get results if you're drinking? First things first, alcohol is not a part of any healthy diet. It is a toxin and it is not good for our bodies, but if you do want to indulge in a drink, let's talk about how to do it smart. Clear alcohol like tequila, vodka, or gin, and also low carb options like whiskey or like a dry champagne. These options are better than beer or wine because they are lower in carbs and you are able to stay in ketosis. Just a note, I know that people like to choose like Trulies or those like adult juice boxes, but keep in mind those come with things like natural flavors, which are not natural, and sugar substitutes that can affect your gut negatively. All alcohol can actually, and can cause you to have more cravings because they are so sweet. So I really encourage you to choose alcohol options that are not sweet because most of us need to take sweet out of our palate completely. Mixers are important to choose wisely. We don't want sugars in tonic or sodas or juices. What we want to do is choose things like seltzer water or sparkling water, or even cut it with a little bit of regular water. You can use a splash of lemon or lime as well. As always on the carnivore diet, and especially when you're drinking alcohol, you want to stay hydrated. So make sure you're alternating hydrating drinks into the time where you'd be choosing to drink alcohol. Even if you stay in your calorie range, you are going to stop fat loss in order to metabolize alcohol. So keep in mind when you are indulging in drinking that you are going to stop the fat loss process because the body then needs to take care of the toxin. So just keep that in mind. I always say indulge with eyes wide open as to what will then happen in your body. Another tip is to eat before you drink, making sure that you're having protein and healthy fats. It will help to slow down the metabolism of the alcohol to avoid any blood sugar spikes. Keep in mind that you're a cheap drunk. Just kidding. But keep in mind that on the carnivore diet, you are going to have a lower tolerance. So indulge with that in mind and just be moderate about your consumption. After you drink, make sure that you are hydrating and you're taking your electrolytes. Remember that hydration is key because alcohol is going to dehydrate your system. When I started on the carnivore diet, I did 6 months of no drinking, and I will tell you that it was a no big deal. It got easier and easier and easier, and none of my friends and family minded. I went through weddings, nights with my girls in the gym, and went on a girls' weekend, and did all sorts of things, and I decided not to indulge, and nobody actually cares. The only time people who are drinking are having a better time than you is when they're having their first drink. The rest of the night, you feel way better than them, especially the next day. So just keep that in mind. If you want to indulge, what often is a great strategy is get yourself a gin and tonic or a gin and seltzer, a little splash of lime. Enjoy half of that drink and then water down the rest of the drink and keep drinking that the rest of the evening. Or have that gin and tonic and then get yourself a soda water with a splash of lime. Nobody's actually paying attention. I find that after the first cocktail, everyone else is on their own, enjoying their own thing. And then go ahead and sip water or soda water the rest of the night. You can still participate and not have a huge effect on your carnivore diet. Again, be eyes wide open with this part. When you drink, sometimes it will trigger you to want to eat things that are not on the carnivore diet. So make sure when you have that little buzz that you have some carnivore friendly meal options or snack options so that when that craving hits or that trigger happens, you are able to stay firm on your diet. On the other hand, those that get triggered by alcohol and maybe eat something that they didn't want to, some people could use alcohol as a buffer on a new diet or lifestyle. So if a glass of wine on a Friday night is something you look forward to and helps you make better choices throughout the week, sometimes this could even be like a positive addition to your carnivore diet, if used in moderation and if individualized for you. Another thing to consider is that when you drink, you are going to negatively impact your sleep. Sleep is so important, especially when you're asking your body to become fat adapted, to change its digestion, to help you make good choices on this diet. Like, you are going to get in your own way. So make sure that you have eyes wide open, that your sleep is going to be affected. And when you're not sleeping well, the next day your choices might be more difficult to stay on the carnivore diet. That without a good night's sleep, things can go downhill pretty fast. So can you drink on the carnivore diet? Absolutely. Choose to indulge when it fits for you. It doesn't need to be an every night thing. It shouldn't be an every night thing. Choose the events where it really matters for you to enjoy a cocktail. And then all the other times, get really good at just being around people and enjoying the environment, enjoying what's happening. It is not about the alcohol. And if you prefer abstinence and you're not really great at moderation, I really encourage you to take a good sabbatical from drinking so that you can truly feel the effects of the carnivore diet. This is going to be an individual decision for each of us, right? And we have to do it with awareness over what will happen, but also if you choose to indulge, enjoy it and then get right back to the carnivore diet the next day. Have you tried drinking on the carnivore diet? Let me know in the comments how it's gone for you and what strategies you use. And as always, make sure to follow because I'm giving carnivore tips out every day.